everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura or lauraxstitches and we're back with the first update for 2020. This is, it's been about 2 weeks since my last update. Hopefully we can make that a bit more regular over the next year. Hopefully weekly, but we'll see. I've got a fair bit to talk about today, but I don't think it's going to be a huge video. I'm going to leave my talk about my holiday to the end of the video, so you can go if you want to, if you don't care, which is fair enough. I'm going to talk to you about that at the end, and I'll talk to you about a few other things, whips and haul and stuff like that. The first thing I wanted to say though is thank you to the people that have reached out and asked if I'm safe during the fires. I live in Victoria, Australia, which is one of the states that is really being heavily affected by bushfires over the past few months. I am fine, my house is fine. Where I live is more in the north of the state and it's mostly affected in the southeast, so I'm not affected at all. I'm very lucky. I have family that is, and they're all safe, which is good. They did have to evacuate, but they're okay. But yeah, it's a lot. We do get the smoke that comes in, and my holiday was to Tasmania, so the little island at the bottom of Australia, and we were getting the smoke there from the fires from Victoria, so it was going across to us. So it's pretty intense. I know that people in New Zealand have been feeling it as well, so there's a lot happening. I'm going to talk a bit more about that in my haul section. But I just want to say thank you to those people that have reached out. It's all good here. Matt and I are safe, the dogs are safe, my family's safe. We're very lucky and we know we are. So first things first, a quick retreat update. For those that don't know, myself and Carly from Stitches are organising a retreat in Victoria at the end of May. So we're very excited about that. It's from the 29th to the 31st. If you're interested in coming, let me know and I'll forward you a link, or you can watch my announcement video for that, which was I think 2 videos ago. So if you watch that, the link's in the description there, and you can sign up. Update for that is that we're now at the point where we have announced 3 of our vendors, and that's Silks For You. The lovely ladies from Silks For You will be there for the retreat. Taryn from Teaser Handmaids and Christy from Once Upon a Needleminder. She's also known as Stitching Mum of 2 Monsters. She will be there with her needleminders and other things and goodies and stuff. So that's really exciting. So those 3 have been announced. There's more to be announced. We will get there. And this past weekend I've really been talking with people designers and things for patterns, and we've got a few at the pipeline I'm really excited about. So when I can, I'll share them with you, but at this point, that's all I can say. It's really exciting. We're over half full, so make sure if you want to come, you go and sign up. It's $60 for the 3 days. Okay, that's the retreat update. Christmas happened, so I hope you had a good holidays if you celebrate, or if you just had a good December and started the year. We had Christmas at both our families, so we went to Matt's for the middle of the day for lunch, and then we went to my family's for the end of the day. I got a present I really want to show you. My sister-in-law, so Matt's brother's fiance, and we both love Harry Potter. We went and saw Kershaw together, that kind of stuff. She's actually one of my bridesmaids, and she did a diamond painting for me. It looks so cool. Of Hufflepuff, House Banner. We're both Hufflepuffs. So I really wanted to show that on here. I just need to figure out where I'm going to put it. I think it's going to go in the hallway. I was tempted to take it to school, but I think I might leave it at home just to keep it safer. But yeah, that was pretty special to open that. I also received a couple of vouchers for a jeweler's, so I was able to get the Harry Potter Pandora bracelet. I'm not wearing it at the moment, and a couple charms. That was really cool. Alright, that was Christmas. It was pretty casual. Christmas always is. We left on the 27th, so we kind of dumped our stuff and ran pretty much to go on our holiday, which I'll talk about at the end. So what have I been up to? I have been stitching, which is really cool. The last time I was here, I was working on Renaissance Mermaid. she's going to look like this pretty soon, I think. And I'll pop in a picture from the video where you would have seen where I was. This is on a piece of 32 count Joblin from Colour Cascade Fabrics in Oasis. And there she is. So, what have I done? I can't exactly remember where I was up to, but I'm pretty sure I filled in a fair bit down here from when you last saw it. So it's pretty much her gigantic tail. I think there is the middle of her tail, and it will go out again and come back around. So that is where she is at the moment. Last time I was talking about how I was missing, or I'd finished a spool of chronic and I needed another one, and I actually managed to get that myself, so it was really good. I'll talk about where in haul, but that's Renaissance Mermaid. She's so pretty. I've really enjoyed working on her, especially now that I'm using my iPad. It's a lot easier and quicker, so I'm really looking forward to bringing her out again. She's definitely a hope to finish this year for sure. I have a lot of Mirabilias that are waiting because I really want to do one at a time. So she needs to get done. And she's been around since 2017, so I think it's about time. So that was what I worked on. And then I spoke to you, I think I had already, if not, it was close to, I was spinning my wheel to see what I was doing next to take with me on the trip. And I was choosing between two. I have a hair like in front of me, there it is. If you don't know, I'm using the Tiny Decisions app on my iPad to choose what I'm working on, and I have all my whips in categories, and so I have one from each category in the wheel, and I have the Mirabilia category and my full coverage, which is my epic Pokemon, and I didn't want to take those with me because I'll be working on we went on the Spirit of Tasmania, so the boat, and I didn't really want to work on those and cart it all around Tasmania with me, so I had two whips to choose from, and the wheel chose a new start for a small because I'd finished my previous small, which was my lion, and it chose 4 in the Bush. And I know I've shown you what I was doing. So this is 4 in the Bush by Ink Circles. So I started this, it was before we went away because I'd done a fair bit before we left. Not a fair bit, but I'd done a bit before we left. And I was doing this one because you can do it with just one colour, but I was doing this and I'd chosen my own colours to do in there, and I was using all of Mo's silk except for the grey, which I just used the cord for, which is 413. I did this on a piece of 28 count opalescent Lugana from Silk Weaver, and I actually managed to finish it while we were away. So I'm pretty sure I finished this on New Year's Eve because I didn't want to take it with me into the new year. So that is it all finished. I'm really happy with the colours that I chose. I think they work with the fabric really well. There's 4 silks in there and I'll show you soon, but that's a little bit closer. I did enjoy working with the Mo's. They are very, silky compared to something like Silks For You, which are obviously still silks, but these were actually like shiny and moved around a bit. But I really like it. Really happy with that. Yay. I ran out of 413 before we left, so I had to grab some from another project, so I need to get another skein of that actually. I used some Mo's, and I used, I'll try and show you them on the actual project so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So this one up here, this light pink one, and I think they're kind of all throughout it, but this one's more obvious. That was Mimosa. Plum Pudding. I think this is going to be the easy spot. Was there. It's like this beautiful purple. Salmon Mousse is this one. And Black Forest Tart or Tart, I never know how to say it, is the one in the big swirlies here. It goes brown to pink. It's really pretty. So that is it all finished. Very, very, very happy with that. And I actually have a fair bit of fabric left to do another small one. That's really cool. I tried to do, you know, the 2-inch start, and I think it worked out all right. So that's the small I finished, and I'll talk about what small is next to start. So that's 4 in the bush. After that, at home I knew I needed to take 2 projects because I was pretty sure I was going to finish that. So I'd spun the wheel to see if it was going to choose the new small or if it was going to choose the baby sampler I'm doing for the sister-in-law that did that Hufflepuff thing for me. And it chose the baby sampler, which is really good. So this is called Adventure Awaits, and I'll put in a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. It's from Etsy, and I'll put in the designer. Actually, I'll find them on here. Stitches Lovers Shop, that's what it's called. And it will look like that when it's done. And here's a picture of what it looked like last time. I'm stitching this on a piece of Sparkly's Fabric of the Month fabric, so I can't really tell you what it's called because I don't know. And here it is, not all done. Here it is now. So I was able to finish off Adventure and Awaits and put in the arrow. I still need to do another colour here. I didn't take all the colours with me. I only took the black, the white, these 2 here, and I actually purchased this one because I was at the point where I'm like, oh, I might finish it, I don't know. But I did a little bit on the boat for this. Not much else to say about that really. It's coming along nicely. It won't take long to finish. I don't think it's very much blocks of colour. So I'm not too stressed. I was a little bit worried because I hadn't worked on it for a while. I was like, oh, this might not get finished in time, but I think I'll be fine. If it gets to March and it hasn't come up much, I'll just kind of abandon plans and just work on this. She's due in April. So I've got until then to get it all done, and then when she's had the baby, I'll put in all the baby's details after that. So that one is that one, and that's the last thing I've worked on since I saw you last. Sky really wants to come in, so let's see if she behaves. She's just being naughty. Anyway, they're my whips, done. I haven't stitched since we got back because it's been kind of crazy. We got back Friday. We spent Saturday kind of unpacking, and I did all the washing and things like that. And then Saturday night we had drinks for a friend for their birthday. And then yesterday we spontaneously decided to go to a bridal expo at the venue where we're getting married, and we were able to find our baker for the cakes. That was really cool. But that kind of took out our middle of the day, kind of towards the afternoon. And then we went to Matt's parents for tea. So it was kind of a non-day yesterday, so I haven't really done any stitching. I'm hoping to get some in today. I've got to do some grocery shopping and do a few other things, so we'll see how we go. Let's talk about haul to start with. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention is that the whips that I've worked on have all fit in with a prompt for the Mythological Stitches Challenge group. I used Adventure Awaits for most of them, and it was for the Should Vampires Sparkle, and I said no because that one didn't have anything on it to sparkle, so I just stitched on that. It's also being used for the Not Easy Being Green one, which was another weekly one because it's got green in it. It was also used for the month-long Sekhmet. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, Adele. I'm really sorry. Challenge, because it's got red in it and it's got a river in it. Let's talk about haul. I took screenshots, so that should be fine. I don't need to hold up my phone. I did a little purchase on Etsy for one particular store. I was on Instagram and I saw a really cute Hufflepuff pattern, and I asked the person where it was from, and they told me it was this store. So I went and I had a look, and they had a buy 3 get 1 free, so I kind of was like, okay. And I purchased the Hufflepuff one, which I'll put here. It's very cute. I also purchased another Harry Potter one, which I'll put up as well, which is a heart with a few things in it, Harry Potter related. I also found this one from Lord of the Rings, which is just, I just love it. And then the last one I chose was an otter. And Matt and I have a thing with otters, and this was like perfect, so I got that. The store that I was able to purchase that chronic from was called Cranberry Crafts, and it's in Ulverstone in Tasmania. So they have, it's predominantly patchwork and knitting, but they did have DMC stuff. They had some weeks. What else did they have? They had the chronic. They had a fair bit, and some kits and things. I didn't buy any kits. I did get some DMC though. But yeah, that was a pretty good store. I liked it there. I went to a Stitch in Time, but they were closed. They were actually closed until the 7th. So I think we were there on the 5th or something. It's a bit sad. Anyway. And I also won a giveaway on Instagram from Maloka Designs a little while ago. And I was able to choose a cross-stitch kit of theirs, and I thought I would open it on screen. So I chose this solar system one, which I thought was pretty cute. That's what it looks like. So we've got the thread card. How cute are these colours though? Are you kidding me? So beautifully done. That's what the card looks like. It's got the numbers there, so that's really cool. And a fair bit of floss actually. I wonder if you even need it all. Yeah, that's that one. It comes with the Ada. This Ada, and it's got a needle at the top. And it actually isn't too stiff. Like, it's not like cardboard. It does move, so that's nice. And then it's got the instructions, which is actually quite substantial. So I'll show you what they have for that. They've got what is cross stitch. So this is really good for beginners, I would say. Lots of instructions with pictures that are really clear. It talks about needle minders, social media. They've got a little code for 15% off. And she's got all of her, I think it's a her, sorry if it's not, the all their kits and things are in this too. That's a cool little idea. I haven't seen that before. And I'm guessing this is the pattern. So, oh, it's big. Ish. Bigger than I thought. I won't show you the pattern, obviously. But it's spread over 4 pages, maybe? Let me just check. Yeah, I think it's 4 pages. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So, to show you the size, I can show you this part. That's kind of the size of it there. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's 6. Oh no, they've done this. This is good. And they've got it on an A3 as well. Or they've got it spread over. That's really good. I'm glad to see that. Or they've got it spread over A4 sheets. And then it's got your colour chart too. I'm glad it's got the A3 one. That makes my brain very happy. So I'll use my iPad for that when it comes up. But that's really good. So beautifully set out kit. Really good for beginners. They do a lot of the people and things like that. I just chose Solar System because I thought it was cool. And there's another colour version. I think there's like an orange and yellow one. I know, it's weird I didn't choose that, but I really liked the blue and the purple. So that's that kit. Very excited to have that. So thank you for that awesome giveaway. Maloka Designs. Etsy. And that's the haul, sort of. The next part of the haul is all to do with the bushfires. So I, obviously, as an Australian, I've been following along, and I know lots of people around the world have been too, but really being focused on where it is, what we can do to help, that kind of stuff. And there's been some amazing stories come out from people that are helping others, which is incredible. And people from all over the world. It's amazing. And so I was wondering, you know, how is because usually this happens, the cross-stitch people are amazing and they come up with ideas to raise money or whatever. So I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to happen kind of thing, because obviously I'm not a designer. I'm not going to do it myself, sadly. Lots of patterns have been coming out, and I haven't been obviously able to purchase all of them, but I have quite a few. The first one I purchased was the Fiddlesticks AU Koala. It's really cute, and I really like the backstitch that people are doing on that as well. So I'll put in a picture here, and I'm going to try and link all of the people below, so you can support if you can. They're not expensive. I think this one was about $3 Australian, so it wasn't very much, but they've been able to raise quite a bit, which is really awesome. So that's that one. Mo's Sale Silks, or Mo Sale, she has released 2 so far. There's been a kangaroo and a koala, which I'll put on the screen. They're tribal. I think she has a series with those anyway, but these ones are specifically for the bushfires. So they're really cool. A lot of people have been asking for a wombat. So if a wombat comes, I will be getting the wombat because I love wombats. Then the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery released a beautiful koala with the beautiful golden wattle around it, which is a amazing flower we have here. Dad's favourite flower. He's had it for ages. It's gorgeous. Love it. Linen and Threads did one as well, which is again another koala, and that's really cool because they're Australian. That's pretty cool. And Caterpillar Cross Stitch, she's releasing a needle minder with a koala on it. It's for pre-order, so I've pre-ordered mine. It'll be coming in February, and I actually ordered a couple of others. So when they come in, I'll show you. But that koala one, specifically, part of the money for those is going towards the fires. That's really cool. And there's heaps more. I just haven't purchased every single little thing. But these are really good and for just an amazing cause. And thank you to everyone that is purchasing them, and thank you to the designers for doing it too, because a lot of money's been raised. It's pretty awesome. So let's talk about plans. I have spun the wheel for my next whip, and that's going to be Epic Pokemon. I'll be working on that from now until next Monday, and I'm hoping that I can come back and do a video on Monday and actually spin the wheel with you. So you won't see much. It'll probably be a very short, probably less than 10-minute video. Just me spinning a wheel and showing you my progress. So it won't be much, but hopefully I can do that. I am still on holidays for another couple of weeks, so that's the hope. My next small that I did spin, because I'm kind of using the wheel to get those as well, was actually one that I showed you last time. It's the Scottie Dog Pincushion that Amanda from Stitch Pixels gave me, which is so cool, so cool. So I'll be able to start that when that comes up. But yeah, that's that one. It's funny how it keeps choosing things that aren't that old. I mean, For the Bush I've had for a little while, but it's, I don't know, something about the wheel it likes to choose the ones that are more recent, but that's okay. So that's all for stitching. I'm going to move into a little quick chat about the Tasmania trip. So stay tuned if you'd like to hear about Tasmania, but if not, I'll see you next week, I hope. So we went via the Spirit of Tasmania, which is, if you don't know, it's a boat that goes from Melbourne to Devonport every day pretty much and back. So we chose to go on the day sailing for both ways, which meant that we got on the boat. We left at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get there till late. It was about 10 hours, I think, to get from one destination to the other, so that was fine. It was fine. The boat was all good. And it means that you can take your car, so you park your car on, get on the boat, sit around for 10 hours, and then you get off again. So we decided to do that because hiring a car is going to be really expensive over the years, so we did that. We went straight from the boat to Launceston, which was about an hour's drive. We did a fair bit of stuff there. If I can be bothered, that sounds horrible, I should be able to. I'll put in some pictures of what I'm talking about. Matt and I just last night actually, he loves taking photos, so he took about 2,000 photos. He dwindled them down to 400 he wanted to put them into a video like slideshow so we can show my parents and his parents and whatever. So we did that last night. So I've got all the videos in iMovie anyway, so it shouldn't take me too long. So Launceston, the first thing we did, we went to the gorge on a chairlift, which is terrifying because I hate heights. I was like, oh yeah, I got a chairlift, it's a chairlift, whatever. And then I saw it, I was like, great, it's really high. And it did worry me a little bit. So I've got Sky with me. It was a very hard chairlift for me. For Matt, it's whatever because he snowboards. So they're on chairlifts all the time. I don't snowboard, so it was a lot. So you go on the chairlift over the gorge, which was beautiful. Did a big walk there. That was nice as well. Oh my god, so much molting, this dog. Anyway, that was really cool. Really liked the gorge. It was beautiful. Another thing we did when we were there was we went to the Tasmania Zoo. This is probably one of my favourite parts of the trip. It's interesting. It wasn't really like a traditional zoo, I guess. It reminds me of like, we have a thing close to me that's called a fauna park, and it's like native animals, and they have like quite big enclosures and things. It reminded me of that, but then there was like lions as well. There was a bit of both. So that was really cool. So you could pay for like experiences or an encounter with the animals, but I saw that you could get food for $2. So that's what I did. I put $2 in and got a cup full of like pellets, and there were certain animals you could feed and certain animals you couldn't feed. So I actually ended up feeding a wombat, which was really, really cool. I've never done that before. I've never been that close to a wombat. I got to feed it and pat it, which was so cool. They were really chill. They were coming up to us, like wandering around, then they'd leave if they didn't want any more food, and they'd come back again. They were gorgeous. They were so cool. We also saw, I didn't feed one, but Tasmanian devils, really cute. Terrifying, obviously, but the one that we saw was like 8 months old, and the keeper was holding him like a little baby with her finger in his mouth. She's like, in a few months I won't do this, because they have the most powerful jaw of, I think it's all mammals or something. It's a really, really, and so that Tasmania, this is off topic sort of, but Tasmania has a lot of roadkill because they've got lots of wildlife. But the Tassie devils eat the roadkill because they've got such a strong jaw, they can like chew through it. So they were really cute. I really liked seeing the little baby ones. Often in, like, for example, Melbourne Zoo, they have Tasmanian devils, but you never see them. They're always hiding, whereas these ones, they were quite out in the open, which was really nice. I was also able to feed some wallabies and a kangaroo, and that was really nice. You'd think, being Australian, oh, it's kangaroo. No, it's not. You don't see them. We see them a lot more here because we're in the country. So down the road, I remember we saw one just jump across the road. It hit into a car and just kept going. It was crazy. But, they are around, but you don't have that, like, encounter with them, I guess. So I had the food, and I was holding it out, and they were eating it, and then one, like, put its hand on me. It was really cute. I had a little moment. And then this beautiful grey kangaroo. They're just actually really pretty animals. Like, they've got beautiful eyelashes, and they're just happy. But this bloody 3 geese were like picking the hair out of the wallabies. That was really sad because they wanted the food. So I was just trying to get them away so I could just concentrate on the wallabies. I fed a duck as well because I love ducks. I loved the zoo. They have heaps of stuff. If you ever go to Tasmania, make sure you go there. It's small. Like, it's not as in small as in they don't have much room for the animals. It's just not, it doesn't take you, a whole day to get through it. You can get through it quicker. But I really encourage you to go there because it's really good. And the keeper talks and stuff are really good as well. What else did we do? We went to a Swiss village. I think it's called Grindelwald. I'm pretty sure. It just reminded me of Harry Potter. So that was cool. Played mini golf. We went to the Beaconsfield Mine. I don't know if this was international news or not, but in I think it was 2006, 2 or 3 miners were trapped in a mine for 2 weeks. One of them did pass away. 2 of them were able to get it out. Huge rescue effort. It took ages. And this was the mine. So we went to the Beaconsfield Mine. We saw the kind of exhibition thing about that. And it's very historical too. So there's ruins and old things and stuff like that. So that was really cool. That took a fair bit to get through. That was good. We also went to a waterfall on the way to our next destination, which was, I think, St. Columbia Waterfall. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Beautiful. Not a hard walk to get to, which was nice, but it was just gorgeous. Beautiful place. The next place we went to was St. Helens, and we actually met up. So we had 2 friends with us the whole time, and we met up with 2 more friends there. They stayed there for 3 nights with us. We just stayed at a caravan park in a cabin, which is really good. We didn't actually do a whole lot in St. Helens because it was New Year's. So St. Helens is on the Bay of Fires, and I'll put in some pictures of the beautiful red rocks that are there. I learnt this. It's not called the Bay of Fires because of the red rocks. It's called the Bay of Fires because when the European settlers were coming in, there was heaps of indigenous campfires along there. So that's why it's called the Bay of Fires. Yeah, cool place. Really relaxed, really good fish. Really nice place. So I'll put in some pictures here of that. After St. Helens, we went to a place called Dodger's Ferry, which is in between Hobart and Port Arthur. Bit of a random place. Probably wouldn't stay there again just because it was a pretty small town with not a whole lot happening in terms of like eating out and things like that. Probably stay somewhere else, but it was alright. The house was good. We spent a whole day at Port Arthur, which is the big convict site in Tasmania, heritage listed. Incredible stuff, really eye-opening. I've been there before when I was younger, but as an adult you kind of appreciate it a bit differently. There was also some stuff there that wasn't there when I went, like some restoration of a few things, which was incredible. There was also a memorial garden for the victims of the tragedy that happened in '96, which was the last mass shooting in Australia, I'm pretty sure. And then the gun laws happened, so it's been quite a while since our last mass shooting, and I'm not going to say any more about that because I'm going to get really angry. But Port Arthur was amazing. I loved it there. I loved the historical side of everything. It was a big day, so if you ever go there, give yourself a full day because there's a lot to do. The next day we went into Hobart. We went to 3 different places at Hobart. We went to the Salamanca Market, which is the really popular market in Hobart. It was good. It was just really busy. There was 2 cruise ships in, so it was really hard to move around, and it gave me a panic attack because I don't like constantly touching other people. It freaks me out a bit. So we just kind of wandered off. I bought a couple things, but I couldn't really stop and look at anything because I just wanted to keep going. We also went to the Botanical Gardens, which was another highlight. It's amazing. The Hobart Botanical Gardens are just beautiful. Heaps of stuff to look at. We watched Gardening Australia, which is a show on the ABC for anyone that is in Australia. And so we went and saw the patch. No one was there, unfortunately, because it was Saturday. But that was really cool. It was really great to see the patch. We also went to Mona, which is the Modern Arts Museum. That was okay. It wasn't really my thing. It was more for the couple of people we were with. But there was some cool stuff there. Just a bit bizarre for me. I guess I'm more of a classical person. I don't know. I'm not really an artist anyway. Then we drove to a place called Penguin back at the top of Tasmania on the coast. Amazing thing happened. We actually saw a platypus in the wild. It doesn't happen very often. They're very shy creatures. Everything has to be really quiet for them to be comfortable enough to come to the top of the water. So we went on this thing that's just apparently known for platypus, and we didn't see any for ages. And then we stopped at this one place, and then one popped up, and it was really cool. So it just came up. It was just swimming around and having a good time. There's heaps of other wildlife there too. We went to a place called The Nut in Stanley, which is an old volcanic plug. There you go. That was really cool. It was really interesting. You walked, and that was on another chairlift, by the way. I did two. This one was scarier. You walked around in like fields, and then it would go into a rainforest. It was really cool, really different. We also went to Cradle Mountain and climbed up. We did a 3-hour round trip for that one of walking and climbing. We didn't obviously go right to the top because I would have died of exhaustion, but we did a big walk, which was really good. Really interesting views, and we saw an echidna, a fairy echidna. Echidnas are usually just spiky, but these ones in Tasmania are fairy because of the cold climate. And then we went to some caves. We went to one cave in particular and saw some really cool stuff. So I'll make sure to put in pictures here if I've got any. That was amazing, really cool. And then we went back on the boat. We got home we took the boat on the 9th, so we stayed at our friend's house, then we came back on the 10th. And then we saw the dogs, and the dogs lost their minds because they were staying with my parents for 2 weeks. They were really excited. They're back now. Sky's asleep, I think. Maybe she's listening, I don't know. And then Evie's somewhere else, I don't know. So that was our trip to Tassie. Very quick version because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I really encourage everyone to go. Australians, non-Australians, whoever. Go to Tasmania. It is beautiful there. Beautiful place. There's so much to do. We were there for 2 weeks and we've got so much more to do there when we next go. So awesome times. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely week. Happy stitching and thanks for watching. Goodbye.